They put the cherry on top, saying when the time is right, Kim would be invited to the White House. Alicia, this is a big event, and so much of it playing out on social media, a lot of behind-the-scenes pictures, and a lot of talked about.
Yes, Chris, you covered the nuts and bolts, but I have to touch on some of those special moments that sort of help to color this event, a little flavor, if you will. Let's start off with the first handshake between the first two leaders. You see President Trump went in a little early, but eventually Kim Jong-un grabs his hand, and they hold each other's grip for a solid 10 seconds. And you could argue that's a pretty long time shaking hands with the man who was insulting you just a few months ago. And that goes for both leaders. So after a quick chat, a quick second handshake, they have a one-on-one meeting for the better part of an hour. And then we hear Kim Jong-un's voice live for the first time. Take a listen.
Will you be meeting again, sir?
우리는 오늘 역사적인 이 만남에서 지난 과거를 겪고 새로운 출발을.
They were absolutely.
So he's got a little more bass in his voice than I was expecting, but you heard it was a little raspy, almost scratchy. And this was moments before both leaders signed an agreement. Kim used a pen, but President Trump used what looked like a jumbo Sharpie, making his signature a lot more pronounced. You see there. You draw your own conclusions for that one. So after that, President Trump introduced Kim Jong-un to the Beast. That is the $1.6 million armored car that travels everywhere with President Trump. You could argue it was a classic alpha male move, but you see Kim Jong-un smiling as he takes a peek inside. Now, while these two were smiling, Dennis Rodman was boo-hooing on live television. The NBA Hall of Famer gave a very emotional interview on CNN, explaining why this day means so much to him personally after spending a lot of time in North Korea.
There's so many death threats when I was sitting there protecting everything, and I believed in North Korea. And when I went home, I couldn't even go home. I couldn't even go home. I had to hide out for 30 days. I couldn't even go home. But I kept my head up high, brother. I knew things were going to change. I knew it. I was the only one.
Chris Cuomo there, not having a clue what to do.
Just sort of stunned, you
Poker
could
face.
say. And the thing is, up until this point, Dennis Rodman has pretty much been the closest American to Kim Jong-un. He actually started off being there trying to bring sports to North Korea, a basketball team, because Kim Jong-un really likes sports, and then he ends up becoming a diplomat.
Who'd have thunk it?
Call me tit for tat, but I kind of like the fact that he signed his name a little bigger, because there were a lot of requirements that had to be met in order to have this meeting, including the same number of North Korean flags and American flags and all these little deals that had to be very precise. So just showing
if he tries to fax that document, there's going to be no bleeding. You will see that signature in bold, if you will.
Are people still faxing? That's a story for another time. All right, Alicia Lavinger, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, time.